Hello and welcome again to another video for the gameplays that we're going to be doing on Rogue Legacy 2. On this case we have a Knight and we're going to be talking a little bit about the Knight. The Knight is a pretty easy character to play. It's average mana, average life, health points, and then it has a sword. The sword can hit through walls and you can also hit while you are walking. Alright? Besides this, the Knight has the shield, which blocks 40% damage. Yes, 40% damage if you just block at any time, or blocks 100 if you click exactly at the right time. And the last thing we have is the Fireball, which is the spell we were giving at this moment. You get different spell each time you play. In this case, it's the Fireball, which is pretty useful because not only allows you to hit enemies from far away, which the Knight cannot do by himself, but also applies a burn status. And let's see, let's show a little bit. These are pretty simple enemies. They just do that, that's all they do. Alright, let's see if we can find some gold to upgrade. Whoop. And let's see if we can find some enemies that may fire at us to see if we can start using our shield. As you can see, I was able just to avoid the attack just by getting close to the wall. Just remember that characters, the same way you can hit them through the walls, they will hit you through the wall. The spear lady right there will hit you. The skeleton will hit you. Some of them get stuck, but the fireballs and things like that will not go through for most of them, but scouters like the eyes that you're seeing right here will hit you. So you have to learn which enemies can hit you through walls, which enemies get stuck. And it's very important, and you start getting used to it. Like you can see, the fireball will not bother you from the wizard, but from the scout, the small blue fireball will definitely hit you, and the skeleton on top will also hit you as well on the head. So let's try to kill the wizard and then block one of the attacks from the scout. So let's wait in here and let's parry it. You see, it blocks the entire amount of damage, and then you have 10 second cooldown. If you block, if you just keep the shield up like that to block damage, you will receive damage. You have to completely block. And as you can see, I already screwed up the room. I went in and I got hit right away, so what I tried to do is use invincibility period that I had to keep on fighting before they could hit me again, which it didn't work because I got hit by the spear, but at least I tried. So again, you break everything and you go forward. There is a hidden room right there, and it is kind of a complicated room. Those enemies that you can see, that are like they are the strengthened version or the later version of the ones we killed on the previous room. Sometimes on some rooms you will find that. You will find that you get enemies from later environments into here, and the game here was basically to bounce. The game here is to bounce on one of those, or even the enemies if you can, to get to that chest. You have a lot of small puzzles and things like that all over this game. You have to learn. Some of them you can figure it out, some of them you have to learn. As you are playing, you see it, you think you can do it, and then after you try, you see that you failed because the puzzle was wrong, you didn't see it coming. And then the same puzzle will show up again at a later game through. So even if you cannot reach that chest, you might learn a way to do it. So always try all the puzzles on this game. This is one of them. We can get a fairy chest in here if we kill all the enemies and don't get hit in the process. So we're gonna click it. That's the chest. It's closed right now. So we're gonna try to kill everybody without getting hit. This character cannot hit all the way up there, so that's unfortunate, but we are going to try to do it the normal way. this case, the fireball is helping a lot. There you go. So we kill everybody, including the skeleton that was there on the right. We killed it with a fireball. And we got the chest. And we get a rune. This rune is gonna make the gold that you find on the ground come to you. But you have to pay it. You have to buy it, basically. That rune is just waste of time. In here on the map, you see that you have that purple question mark. That's because of this. That question mark shows you that there are secrets there. In this case, it's just a journal. Some of the rooms have more important secrets, of course. So we're gonna go to the right. So we're gonna go to that. These spikes, just hit them and they will go away. And if you get that, just jump on them. As you can see, you have to be on your toes a lot. Not at the beginning of the castle. This area is pretty easy. They don't make it too difficult for you, but you have to be on your toes because sometimes that happens. You move forward, and then you either jump into a pit full of enemies. No voy a poder. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Okay. And we get here to the apples. The apples do have two options. The apple on the left just heals your mana and HP. The apple on the right will give you maximum HP, but will take damage. In this case, it's gonna make 60 damage and it's gonna give us 22 maximum HP. We don't have any armor. We don't have almost HP. So if we take the one on the right, we are taking a big risk. We're gonna try and see what happens. Usually, when you have more armor later down the game and you don't get hit by so much damage, it's better to do that. But we're gonna try anyways. And in this room, you don't have to deal with any enemies, only these two balls, which they get difficult, but not so much. And these platforms are the typical platform that disappears, right, over time. But in this case, they only disappear when you jump. Oh. And what we found here is the door for the boss of this environment, which is Estuary Lamek. You have some spirits right here, which you cannot talk to right now because you need an ability, and then you have this teletransporter that will take you to the beginning of the game at this moment, or can take you to another environment or another place. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna continue moving forward. We cannot get into the boss right now, into the boss room, because we need an ability. We need to be able to slide, to dash on the air. Until we can dash on the air, we won't be able to, because we need to activate the two torches that are on the front door. And that's how this game avoids you from going further into the game without getting the skill. Oh, we can do the same thing as before. We can gain more HP, or we can gain the apple. It's the first environment, so let's get the apple right now. And let's see if we can get to the top of this room. There you go. And right here, what we have is one of the abilities of this game. One of the abilities in this case is gonna be the one that allows us to talk to the spirits and also talk to the nightmares, which we're gonna see later down the road. We're gonna go around a little bit more and then we're gonna come back to this. But you know what? What would be best is just stop right here, go and get this skill and come back to the game. So we're gonna do that. You can see how much map we already discovered. You can see, for example, on top and bottom of the question mark, the grayed out right there, it tells you that you have 2 rooms to visit at least on that area. And on the right side of the boss as well, which I think goes to the next environment. But here we are. Remember, on the left you see all the information from Sir Deven, which is his vitality, strength. All that will increase as you gain levels on this game. The more levels you get, the higher all those specs are gonna be. You can see your gear right here, which in this case we have nothing, and then a question mark right there, which we'll see in the future. But that's everything for today. We'll start another video in a second, and we'll do will come and get this ability, and that way I can split the video into sections. So if somebody just wants to see how to get that skill in particular, they can just open that video, and you don't have to look through a whole 10 minutes of gameplay just to see how to get that one. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.